feel like you've hit rock bottom, in your lowest moments, God will help you discover your new life through prayer. Sign up now, and missionaries like us will teach you to pray in 3 simple lessons. Sign up down below.
Louise Brooks. Dr. Campbell had Dr. Tina Pierce on. I ordered an enhanced version of NAC, supposed to break down the spike protein. Worth a shot. Louise.
NAC?
An enhanced version of NAC. Louise, thank you for the hot tip.
Okay, I'll look at John Campbell.
All right. And that had, it was Dr. Campbell had Dr. Tina Pierce on. All right, here we go. Heat releases CO2 in oceans, increasing atmospheric CO2, which then gets sequestered in plants and ground and washes out to the ocean. Cycle of CO2 life. Brad Gilbert. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, all the results are in on that. There's more greenery. When I was a kid, they told me we were going to be in a Mad Max desert from climate change, which now looking back doesn't make any sense since carbon dioxide is what makes greenery bloom. So, but for years, just every single thing they said was just a crock of shit.
Well, James Lee had a great clip this weekend. I don't know if you caught it, Kurt. It's him. He's talking about the trees that were planted. And so male trees release, I think, more pollen. Zyrtec, they're finding that people are getting more allergies because of the type of trees that they planted. And guess who helped them plant those trees?
Bill Gates.
Big Pharma.
Oh, Big Pharma.
Allergy
not
companies.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates says we shouldn't plant trees to try to fight climate change. He goes, hey, are we going to be the science people or not? Do you see how that complete gaslighting by Bill Gates? We're going to be the science people or not? Yeah, the science is that if you plant trees, it eats carbon and it breathes oxygen.
What does the science people even mean?
Right?
Scientist? What is a science person?
It means let me shame you into don't believe your eyes and ears or your own research. Listen to me. And the science says that trees are bad?
And it's because he looks like a scientist. Like you think, oh, that guy's a scientist. Oh, he's a dropout.
Yeah, no, he's a dropout. He's not a scientist.
Are we going to plant trees or blot out the sun? Let's blot the sun out instead.
Okay, get this. So the Israelis are beating up. There's a group of Jews who are against Zionism, and they live in Jerusalem. Jews have lived in Jerusalem for millennia. Today, a lot of them are staunch anti-Zionists living in essentially a ghetto in the center of Jerusalem. So the people who are anti-Zionist live in a ghetto. While Israel...
There were always Jews there, Jimmy, and they didn't want Zionists. That's a historic fact.
That's
they
right.
did not want Zionists who were Russian and Polish people, not related to them.
And Ukrainian.
They didn't want them. That's right.
While Israelis were celebrating Independence Day, anti-Zionist Jews gathered for a demonstration in Mea Shearim, which was brutally suppressed by. So they got together for a protest, and they were brutally suppressed. And by the way, here, let's watch.
We're in Mea Shearim, a Jewish.
So I don't know if you know, this is what happens when you don't take absolute control of social media. All of your own people turn against you when they find out who and what you actually are. Their own people are turning against them. Here, let's watch. He's in Shearim.
Orthodox neighborhood in the very center of Jerusalem, which has been turned into a kind of a ghetto by the Israeli state. The core of the population of Mea Shearim lived here since before the Zionist state. A lot of them are very anti-Zionist. Today there is a demonstration done at the same time as Israel's Independence Day.
Jews are not Zionists because the Zionist ideology is not Jewish. The Zionist ideology is against the Jewish beliefs. Zionists are not Jews anymore. Even if they were born as Jews, they are not Jews anymore. Of course, we raise the Palestinian flag because, first of all, it's a symbol that we have no war with them. We are against the occupation that they have been going through. We are like brothers with each other. We understand that what they suffer is our suffer also. Every spilled blood that we see with them is hurting our heart, especially when it comes from the Jewish nation's name. They stole the Jewish nation's name, Israel, and we are ashamed. We are very ashamed that they do it in our name. They have owned this land. It's called Palestine. They tried to remove the Palestinian name, the Palestinian tradition. They stole the Jewish name and they steal the Palestinian land. There is no freedom here. There is no democracy like you see. We cannot declare our opinions in public. We cannot make a protest in public. And I've personally been beaten today.
They just arrested a father and left his... Holy shit. Fuck. They just arrested a father and left his child in a stroller in the middle of the street alone.
So these are Jews beating other Jews. These are Zionist Jews beating Hasidic Jews, Jews who have lived there for a millennia.
Well, Hasidic wasn't there for millennia, but those Jews are the ones that were there first. They didn't turn on Israel. They never wanted Zionists there. That's why when people go, oh, the Jews, that's why it's a dickhead thing to say, because there's no such thing as that. There's no such thing as that. The people that live there never wanted this, and they've been persecuted like they're natives. Those are native Israelis.
Those are, yes. So why wouldn't you love the Israelis when they treat you this way in your own country just for having a different opinion? That's how they get
theocracy.
I mean, they might as well just live in the United States right now, or Germany, or England, because that's what's happening. If you have a different opinion, that's what they're doing to you, or France, for that matter. There's more to this.
We want the Palestinians to gain back their lands because we are not thieves. We don't want anything to take out from them. We want them to live peacefully and with freedom, with complete freedom. No apartheid state. We don't want it.
Boy, you're not going to see that guy on MSNBC, CNN, or Fox News. I'll tell you that.
You're not going to see it. There's a bunch of people. I don't know if it's a Catholic thing or what it is, but there is an anti-Semite thing where it's like, I think it's to tarnish you for criticizing Israel, honestly. But you never get to see this.
No.
I didn't know the history of any of this until October 7th.
Me neither.
So I guess I got to give Bibi a debt of gratitude for his little false flag he did that opened my eyes to it, because I had no clue about any of it.
Let's listen to this. This is another psychopath. Israel's politician. So this is an Israeli politician calling for the starvation of Palestinians, children. Literal, legit starvation. I will starve the Gazans, yes. It is our duty to expel the Gazans. So they call them Gazans, not Palestinians, because the land is called Palestine. Isn't that interesting? It wasn't called Israelstein. It was called Palestine. And so we have to starve the Gazans. There are 10 countries in the world that want them and are ready to absorb them. So they want to kick them out of their own land. So this is called ethnic cleansing. Before, the argument was, nobody will even take the Palestinians. What does that tell you about them? That's why we got to wipe them out. Now they're saying, no, there's 10 countries that actually want them. Let's get rid of them. This is our job every day that passes here. So is to kick the Palestinians and ethnically cleanse Gaza and the West Bank. Members of the Knesset, if you say in Israeli parliament, I want to starve Gazans, understand the implications of that statement. Wasn't I clear? It's simple. I want to starve Gazans completely, a full siege. These people are psychopaths. These people are psychopaths. That's siege warfare, by the way, is a war crime.
You know what's so crazy about it?
That's called collective punishment. Go ahead, what?
When, the interview with Madeleine Albright, where like you starved all those kids, was it worth it? I think it was.
Yeah.
It is refreshing how they would openly say their psychotic intentions rather than our American leaders who, by the way, do all this. They do it on the regular. And they all, it's not polite to say what they're really doing. But they'll just blurt it out to a shock. That's why I say look at Israeli news and not American news if you want to know what's going on there. They're remarkably forthcoming about the evil shit they're doing.
Yes. They'll say it in Israel. They won't say it here in the United States. Exactly. But they'll say it right on TV there.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I want to starve all the Gazans. I want to starve them. Full siege. He's basically saying another term for that is he's saying, I want to do a full-blown war crime. I'm all for full-blown war crimes. That's another way to say that. Go ahead, Kurt.
Well, you're going to hit every Hitler note you can hit.
Right?
I mean, is the irony lost on you that completely?
Let's watch. Anyone who wants to leave Gaza can leave for a humanitarian zone that we will control. A zone that we will control. The Israeli army will distribute food in the zone. And how will you deal with the world's criticism? He asked. So how are you going to deal with the world's criticism of what you're doing? They don't care. Let's see what he says. Really? We've been there before. The world's criticism? Forget about that. We need to take care of Jews. It's time. So you're not taking care of Jews. You're slaughtering and ethnically cleansing Palestinians. That's not taking care of it. So the trick to being a psychopath like this guy is to just say everything like it's normal. Just say it like it's normal. Promote it like there's something wrong with you if you don't agree. Because that's how a mental case would say things. That's how he's saying it.
Well, if you live in a psychopath theocracy with no constitution, it is normal.
Yeah, yep. So let's watch a little more of that protest. Did you see that sign? It said Zionism, the main cause of anti-Semitism. Zionism. And that's 100% right. I agree with the Jews in Jerusalem saying Zionism is the cause of anti-Semitism. People are like, well, there is a rise in anti-Semitism. I'm like, really, you think? I wonder why that is. Maybe because they're robbing us of our free speech to protect Zionists. You know, the people who are the most powerful in the United States, who need the least amount of protection, they're going to steal our freedom of speech. They're going to deport people who are here legally on green cards, who are doing everything we asked them to do to become a citizen. They're going to deport them because they use their speech. Of course. So if you equate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, you know who does that? Anti-Semites and Zionists. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, the anti-Semitism has not risen at all.
At all.
Anti-Zionism has risen.
That's right.
And they pass these resolutions to try to pretend it's the same thing, but I know it's not the same thing because I'm watching them beat up Jews who say it's not the same thing.
That's right. Isn't it amazing how cops are cops everywhere? Isn't it amazing? Even in Israel and Jerusalem, like they don't give. That's.
They're a little more anally invasive in Jerusalem.
Yeah. Boy, look at all those. Look at all those disruptive anti-Semitic Nazis in their matching get-ups, and look at the Orthodox Jews too. Do you see what he's holding? So he's got a mock-up of the Israeli flag, and he's got a swastika on it.
Yeah, it's not divided by Orthodox. It's not that Orthodox likes it and others.
There's
Chabad Lubavitch. That's the real main cult that spread a lot of stuff around. But like I said, there's not the Jews. There's a lot of factions here. It really was never supposed to be like what they made it, which is a blasphemy to most of these Jews.
That's right. So if you go along with Zionists, you're a chump. They've pressed your racist button, so you hate people who are called Palestinians. You equate all Palestinians with Hamas, and most Palestinians don't support them. They barely won the election in 2006. Most of the people alive today in Palestine did not vote in that election. But they have to do that propaganda, so you go along with literally slaughtering them and starving them on purpose. They won't show that video of that guy in the United States on corporate news saying, yeah, no, we're going to starve them. No, did you hear what I'm saying? We're going to starve them. They're not going to show that on Rachel Maddow or Chris Hayes or Anderson Cooper. They're not going to show that on Sean Hannity. They're not going to show that here.
And I really want to know how either party, the Democrats or Republicans, are okay with the slaughter of children.
Well,
I thought they were all supposed to want to protect children.
Well, AOC pretends she lies and she says, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are working tirelessly to get a ceasefire. And then it just came out that they never did. That was a lie. She just made it up.
She also said he was the most progressive president.
She also said that too. Yeah, and she's the future of the Democratic Party. Why? Because she buckles to the establishment. That's why. If she was actually what she appeared to be, she would not be allowed to be in the Democratic Party. They'd get rid of her like they get rid of everybody who stands up to them. Like Dennis Kucinich. They gerrymander her right out of the fucking district.
Yeah.
All right, over to Steph.
Okay. Hey, Jimmy, I'm unvaccinated and I have long COVID. I've always wondered why my symptoms mirror vaccine injuries.
Shedding. Look into shedding.
Okay, so Jimmy, Ma is saying, look into the shedding.
So even though you didn't get a vaccine, there's a thing called shedding. Means that if you come in close contact with someone who did, they can shed it onto you, and it's as if you got vaccinated.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
My girlfriend got vaccinated the hard way, Jimmy.
But that's real. So that's a good chance that happened.
Okay, here we go. Thank you for that one, M.A. The Pope posthumously gave Israel a big middle finger by leaving Gaza his Pope mobile to be used as an ambulance. And that's from Alicia Keys. Thank you, Alicia.
Yeah.
That was Alicia Keys.
Yes. FU says, USA, a nation of subhuman Zionist peasants. Jimmy, have you ever been to Antarctica? Wesley wants to know. Thank you, Wesley. My mom, here we go. My mom is still mask-wearing COVIDian that thinks your show is right-wing. She's going to be 72 soon and still watches corporate media on YouTube.
Yeah.
What is your rebuttal to that? Show Jimmy. Thank you, Hart.
Your mom is dumb?
It's too late. There's nothing that can be done.
Nothing that can be done for those people. I know comedians who still wear masks in the green room and take them off before they go on stage. You can't reason someone out of something that they weren't reasoned into.
They've already been propagandized.
I don't know how to.
Once it's your faith,
it's an emotional thing. It's not about facts. It's not about they looked into it. It's an emotional thing. And so I don't know how
control.
I don't know how to get them unemotional about it. It's an emotion that they cling to. They cling to their ignorance. I don't know what to tell you. It's like it's like talking to flat earthers. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what. There's nothing you can tell. You could tell them, hey, did you ever take a ride in a jet? They don't. Doesn't.
Remember old ladies would give their money to TV preachers?
Yeah.
That's what Democrat old ladies are now.
Yes.
They're like the same little old ladies, but it's sad because they don't even have no Jesus. They're just like, I'm going to send money to AOC.